Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. This is Market Today and I'm Sakshi Batra. Well, the Nifty 50 continued its northward journey for the second consecutive day yesterday. And for the first time in nearly a month, we did see the Nifty closing above the 19,500 mark. Remember, the last time this has happened was back on August 10th. Now, will the momentum continue? We'll track all the important cues for you for the day. But first up, the top headlines this hour. Bulls are likely to remain in party mode on Dalal Street as a ferocious demand for low-ticket, relatively undervalued PSU stocks drives up the stock prices. Extreme caution is advised on the long side. Railway, metal and banks with a public sector lineage are on the front foot in this broad-based rally as traders drive up the prices. Volume and momentum also sustains. Good morning to all our viewers. Many thanks for tuning in this morning to Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra, like I said, and joining me also is our special guest for the day. Vineet Bullinchkar joins in. He's the Director of Research at Ventura Securities. We'll also be joined by a technical expert very, very soon. But good morning to you, Vineet, and thank you so much for taking the time out. First up, I'd like to understand from you your own sense of the markets. The Nifty has now gained 270 points over the last two sessions. The last instance, the index had gained over 200 points in two sessions in a row was back in May this year. And after this, we had been seeing a lot of volatility in the markets, a very consolidative range-bound trade for the Nifty. Do you expect the trend that we have regained in the last two sessions to remain positive for the rest of the September? And how are you looking at the markets right now?
So, right now the markets, in my opinion, continue to remain range-bound. We saw the markets break on the lower side, couldn't sustain the bear onslaught, and then we've come back into the territory in which it was gyrating. So until, the markets do not give a decisive breakout about, what the technical analysts call as the 1600 levels, I think the market will continue to remain range-bound. Cues to this is that, today when the markets internationally have opened, all the indices are in the red. And in the US, the surplus which was generated among households is down to about 200 odd billion. And and they're exhausting the surplus at about 100 billion per month. And if that gets exhausted, soon the American system will go into debt and we will see further sell-offs happening in the US markets. It could possibly puncture the rally in the US stocks also. So keeping all these things in mind, I think that the one has to be cautious and ascertain risk and reward before venturing into this market.
Okay. Any particular stocks that are on top of your radar, Vineet? We've been seeing several pockets show remarkable rally. PSU stocks, like I talked about, the railway stocks, they have been in an uptrend. The defense pack, of course, has its own rally, but the metal stocks have come back into flavor as well. Any particular pocket or some stocks that you'd like to list out that you'll be watching out for?
So metal stocks are definitely on the radar. We like oil stocks, especially the upstream stocks like Oil India and ONGC. The other stocks that we like among the PSU basket is BHEL. Over the next few years, India is going to need a lot of thermal capacity, and there is only one player who's really fulfilling that target. It is BHEL. And BHEL is not only all about thermal power, it's about defense, it's about railways, it is about renewable energy, and it is all about capital goods and also exports. So I think very, very good stock to own. Technically, I think, it has seen 140 has been a high. Once it breaks, sustains that, I think this stock will gradually move up to around 180 to 200 rupees. So this is one of my good stocks. And the other one which I like in the PSU basket is SAIL. I think there is a lot of steam in that counter.
Okay, on SAIL also, what will be the targets that you'll be watching out for? Of course, all of these metal stocks have been on an uptrend, a very strong move. Yesterday also 6% surge. Most of them have also crossed their previous all-time high levels as well. SAIL is now 102.75. What targets are you looking at here?
So I think I will stay invested in the steel stocks for the next couple of years. We have
Okay.
not initiated coverage on sale, so I would differ from giving a
Sure.
buy target on this stock.
Okay, metals a long-term story. A few years is what Vineet is positive on. Sale right now, no targets, long-term targets, but the momentum could sustain going forward from here in the long run as well. Let me also list out for you, Vineet, a lot of stocks that are buzzing in trade and will be on the watch list for traders today. And then I'll take a view from all of these stocks to watch list too. So Cipla, let's keep that in watch list. The South African unit of the company has acquired Actor Holdings for $48.6 million, and Actor Pharma is a privately owned pharma company in South Africa which specializes in the consumer health and generic medicines. Remember, the shares were down about minus about 0.3 odd percent at 1241, but we'll take a look at how this news really fuels the sentiment for Cipla going forward. Of course, remember Cipla, Torrent Pharma, Dr. Reddy's, we've been discussing this space of late with kind of mergers and acquisition probabilities that are emerging in this space too. Escorts Kubota, another stock that you should watch out for. The stock has been on an uptrend for a long time now, and now the news flow says that it is going to be raising prices of all tractors starting September 16, and this price increase would vary across models, variants and geographies as well. Remember, yesterday the share was down about 3 odd percent at 3036, but the price rise may fuel realizations and margins, and that may fuel the sentiments today. Tata Power, another stock that you should watch out for. The company has signed power delivery agreement for 26 megawatt AC group captive solar power plant with New System Industries. So that's another stock that you should watch out for. 1.5% uptick yesterday. We'll keep an eye out on this stock again today too. Hero MotoCorp, the company's board has now approved an investment of 550 odd crore rupees in the rights issue of Ather Energy, and Ather is an existing associate of the company engaged in manufacturing of selling of electric two-wheelers. The share was up by 0.7%, and these are the stocks that are on top of our radar. Any of these stocks, Vineet, that you're interested in and you'll be watching out for today?
So definitely Tata Power is one that I'll be watching out for. As far as Cipla is concerned, that news item is a trivial investment. So I don't think it will move the needle much. But definitely Tata Power will be on my radar.
Tata Power will be on your radar right now. Okay, well, let's also welcome our other guest on the show. Sudeep Shah joins in. He's the Deputy Vice President and Head of Technical and Derivatives Research at SBI Securities. Sudeep, great to have you with us this morning on Business Today TV. Help us with your take. We've seen a stunning rally on the Nifty yesterday. Both the Sensex and the Nifty are at 1 month highs. 19,500 now claimed. Do you think the Nifty will make another dash towards 20,000? What are the charts suggesting to you?
Good morning, all. 20,000, it's a bit far away, but let's just take one level at a time, 19,700, 750, followed by 20,000. So if we just see what's happening in the last 1 month is that we have been trading in a tight range. But last 2 days, if we see, indices have managed to cross and sustain above its 20-day exponential moving average around 19,430, 19,440. Now, this was the zone where in the last entire month, a lot of times several resistances have been witnessed. But the moment it got crossed on Friday, we have seen a good rally on Friday, and yesterday also a continuation of that bullish momentum.
Okay.
Add to that the movement of the IT index, which is again adding strength to the index. So I feel from the current levels, indices could take support at 19,430, 450 levels, and till the time these levels are held, we could see a dash towards 19,730, 19,750, and then indices could witness some kind of a resistance there.
Okay, 19,730 could be the next level to watch out for, and thereafter there could be some resistance. But yesterday also, despite the aid from HDFC Bank, the Nifty Bank turned out to be an underperformer yet again. And other than that, also the other heavyweight banks, Axis Bank, Kotak Bank, ICICI, they all found themselves on the losing end yesterday. Even though the index managed to close above 44,500, and the last instance when we saw Nifty Bank ending above that was again on August 10. Between the Nifty and the Nifty Bank, where would you suggest traders to keep their focus on now?
I would. Primarily my focus would be on the Nifty because of the support that the IT index is giving, metal index is giving. We are seeing cement stocks also moving up. The only weak link here in the Nifty is Reliance. So in case we see a pickup in momentum, Reliance also, then definitely it will be Nifty. But I would not lose my sight on Bank Nifty because it's just a matter of day or two where you will see these names, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank start reversing, because Axis and ICICI Bank have been outperforming the Bank Nifty and the broader markets in the last 6 months. So it's just the last month that they have gone into a consolidation mode, but they're not weak like Kotak Bank and HDFC Bank. So weakness is there in those two names, but Axis and ICICI would take the baton from here on, and I feel it's just a day or two, because yesterday, since it was a IT-led day, Bank Nifty chose to keep silent. But I feel from here on, even a couple of days, and Bank Nifty also should be up and running. The setup is strong. It's just a matter of days when the consolidation would end and we see a breakout on the upside.
Okay. Sudeep, quickly, if you could tell us two stocks that are on top of your radar today that you'll be watching out for, along with their targets and stop losses.
Yeah, see, the first stock is from the PSU basket, that's Canara Bank. Now, after a lot of consolidation, we have seen the stock breaking out on the upside above 330, 333 levels yesterday. And we have seen the stock crossing its 20-day exponential moving average, as well as it's strong on the daily as well as weekly charts. So from here on, I feel the PSU banks could outperform, and we have seen that outperformance from PNB in the last week. Yesterday, Bank of Baroda and Canara Bank also started moving. So I feel my top pick here would be Canara Bank, and we could buy Canara Bank at the current market price with 328 as a stop loss and 355 as a target on the upside. Now, yesterday, one more space which saw some good traction was cement. So cement, the top pick amongst the cement stocks would be Ultratech Cement. Now that stock has hit a life high yesterday, and we are seeing some sort of good bullish momentum going into that stock on the daily as well as weekly charts. The stock is sustaining above its key important moving averages, and all the technical oscillators are also hinting towards a buy even at the current levels. So from the current levels and on dips, one could have a view of buying this stock, and 8450 would be the stop loss, and 8800 would be the first target for this.
Okay, two stock picks. One from the PSU banking space, Canara Bank, target price of 355. Ultratech Cement already at a lifetime high, but still can be bought for momentum. And the target price that Sudeep has advised here is 8800 on this one as well. Vineet, I'll ask you on the cement pack. We've been seeing this space pretty in a bullish trend right now. You know, all the stocks, India Cements, Sanghi Industries, ACC, Ambuja, Dalmia Bharat, you name it. All of these stocks have had some kind of a momentum in the recent past as well. Your thoughts on the cement pack? Anything that interests you as a structural story?
So I think Ambuja is expanding capacity significantly across both its assets, that is ACC and Ambuja. And we'll see a lot of volume growth and traction coming into this stock over the next couple of years.
Right.
So I believe that these are the stocks that one can look to buy.
Okay, let's quickly look at the pre-open action right now in the markets. 460 points down, 400 points down now on the Sensex. It's a wild swing. We'll just let the prices settle. On the Sensex, Nifty is 19,478, down about 52 odd points right now. Pretty volatile. Both of them are, opening in the pre-opening in the red at this point in time. Now, when we look at some of the stocks as well, let's look at Reliance Industries, for example, and see how that is opened in the pre-opening trade. And apart from that, let's also look at the IT names, Infosys, HCL Tech, TCS. These are the stocks that aided the sentiments yesterday. Right now, it's still getting settled about 15 odd points lower for the Nifty 50, 19,516, more believable prices right now. The Sensex down by about 194, 95 odd points at 65,442. Remember the downtick, so Reliance Industries stock also you saw marginally down in trade right now. Remember that the Asian markets opened soft, and the Gift Nifty also indicated a muted start, and that's why you're looking at this softness in trade. There was an absence of the cues from the US markets because the US markets were shut overnight, and therefore you're not getting too many cues supporting the market sentiments this early in the morning trade as well. Anything in the pre-opening trade, Sudeep, that you'd like to highlight that you've already looked at?
I feel stocks like, say, IDFC Bank, Tata Power, these stocks are holding out, and I feel they are in an uptrend. They were outperforming the markets even during this consolidation. So I feel these stocks should be on the radar today.
Okay, IDFC Bank and Tata Power again. We need anything from the banking space that interests you? And do you think that, at this point in time, one should keep an eye out on? And where exactly? Would it be more private banks at this point because of the attractive valuations, non-participation for so far? Or the PSU banks still, which could continue to ride the momentum? Which side of the banking space are you more bullish on right now?
So we are more comfortable with the PSU banking space. Our topic is Bank of Maharashtra.
Okay.
Canara Bank is an interesting pick, Bank of Baroda, and SBI. Uh, so these are what we like. The reason being that the valuations are extremely cheaper than the private sector banks, and the product offering between the two kind of banks is almost negligible. So I believe that there could be a substantial re-rating of these banking stocks because the growth is there. They have their asset book cleaned up. They have the financial muscle, and they're all impacted equally. And and the private banks have more to lose in terms of NIM than the public sector banks.
Okay. Another stock that I'd like to take both of your views on is, again, we'll focus on the entire railway pack and stocks like IRFC, RVNL, IRCON, all of these stocks that had been showing momentum yesterday, especially IRFC, that showed a very, very strong move yesterday, was up very sharply. And even in the pre-opening trade, you can see another day of about 7.5% move coming in on IRFC at 72 odd levels right now. Remember, yesterday it closed at around 66.7 odd levels. I'll first take your view, Sudeep, on the charts. How does IRFC look? Even in this current market, can one take a buy on this one? And then I'll take an overview from Vineet on this.
See, if we see IRFC, the stock in the last 3 days has zoomed from around 45 levels on the downside to almost 66. And right now, if we even factor the pre-open price, it's 70. So it's almost 50-60% from in the last 3 days. So I would, from an investment standpoint or from a trading standpoint, I would refrain from taking any fresh entries because these are not the levels that one should get sucked into. Because what happens is that in fast momentum, people try to just buy for 3, 4, 5% gains. But after such a big move, it's very normal for a 5-10% retracement also, and that is where one could burn their hands. So I would refrain from taking any fresh entries. But in case someone is holding it from the lower levels from a delivery from an investment standpoint, then one can continue to hold the stock from current levels also.
Okay. Any other pick from the railway basket, Sudeep, that you'd like to highlight, if not IRFC?
If it's not IIFC, then it could be railway rights. Now, this stock also has given good momentum, shown some good momentum in the last few days, but it's not, the momentum is a bit less here compared to what we have seen in IRFC or we have seen in RVNL. So railway rights, this rights limited is looking good from current levels. Also 513 is where it closed yesterday. So I feel 490, 495 could act as a good support on the downside, and upside up to 550, 560 levels could be witnessed on rights.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out on rights too. Vineet, your take on IRFC. Remember, yesterday it was definitely this stock that stood out 20% higher in trade. Overall market cap is now near 90,000 odd crore rupees, and this is higher than the other large railway players like IRCTC, even Concor and other peers too. At this price point of 71, 72 odd, what would you really say for somebody who's bullish on the railway story from a long-term perspective? Or is there any other stock that could be a better stock than IRFC to track?
So I think the stock has moved too far too fast, and the stock will definitely need a breather. And your risk is not in your favor. I think BEML, which has seen a lot of traction and has got a lot of leverage in terms of operating leverage playing out over the next 2-3 years. I think from a investment standpoint looks very attractive.
Okay, the Sensex and the Nifty are now turning positive, 49 points higher on the Sensex, 65,678. The Nifty also up by 35 odd levels at 19,567 odd levels. So you can definitely see some positivity returning to the street as we inch closer to the settling of the prices on the major indices and the other stock prices. We'll take a stock at 910 again. But let's look at some of the stocks that already both our guests have highlighted. First, the Vineet stocks, BHEL, SAIL. How are they doing in the pre-opening trade? Let's quickly touch base on that. Of course, BHEL, we all know, has had a stunning rally in the last week. Also, 30% surge is what we've seen on BHEL. 7-year high, the kind of momentum that we've seen here. And despite that, okay, about 0.7% higher, strong move there, almost closer to that 140 odd mark that already was being seen at. And BHEL, Vineet really believes 180, 200 is the price point at which one can really look at for an upside. SAIL also, let's look at the steel counter also, Steel Authority of India Limited, and see what the stock is doing at this point in time. The other stock that was marked out by Vineet, 103.15. So again, both these stocks are moving in the green zone and with a positive uptick in today's trade. Let's also look at the other stocks that were mentioned by Sudeep also in trade. Also, Ultratech, Canara Bank was the one stock that he had mentioned. Let's look at that one first from the PSU banking space, where he believes that a target of 355 can be really seen. Ultratech Cement was another stock, again, that's opening in the green zone. And so that's Canara Bank first, about 0.16% higher, 337. We'll continue to watch out for this one as the markets inch closer. And Ultratech Cement, that's the other one. 8,800 is the target price that Sudeep has mentioned here. Both of these stocks will continue to take their again, look at these stocks. Let's talk about Jio Financial Services. That's opening higher, 1.5% again up with this one, about 257 odd levels. Vineet, your take on Jio Financial Services? And, this week we are looking at perhaps an exclusion from the Nifty again. But in the last 6-7 odd trading sessions, it has shown some kind of promise. And it's back above the listing price also. Your thoughts?
I think it's a hold. Reason being that we've seen much of the post demerger rally having taken place. In my opinion, is that we need to see the business scale up now.
Okay.
It is not cheap as such.
Okay. All right. Apart from this, remember on the stocks to watch list, we were talking about Cipla, Hero MotoCorp. Both of these stocks are showing some promise, up in trade right now. Reliance Industries is at 24.20, up by 0.4% odd. So that may support the market sentiments today. We're also looking at Coal India continue its surge to 49 currently. An uptick coming in on the Nifty 50 for this one too. L&T, BPCL, these are the other stocks that are moving up in trade. It's among the sectoral indices, all the sectors that we track on the Nifty are up into the green right now as we speak. And the small cap 100 index is the one that's leading the momentum currently. So let's look at the constituents and the winners list on the small cap 100 index. It's led by Raymond today. So let's look at this stock, about 7.2% higher in the pre-opening trade. It was yesterday also up in trade. Apart from this, of course, Rail Vikas Nigam, RVNL, that's another stock. IEX, of course, another stock that's also in the news flows list. The August total electricity volumes up 21% for IEX. That stock is up in trade too. We're also looking at Jindal Stainless, UCO Bank, Arur Vysya Bank, Sri Renuka Sugars. A lot of stocks that are buzzing higher in trade right now. IRFC topping the charts as far as the Nifty 500 stock is also concerned at this point in time. Anything that you've spotted so far, Sudeep, in the pre-opening space?
In the just once. In the pre-opening space, there's one stock that I feel that also now could be in focus today. That is Samvardhan Motherson. So if we see this stock has given a breakout on the daily charts, and yesterday too also it had closed at the higher levels, almost at the highs of the day and above the consolidation range. So I feel, and it's taking out the consolidation of last entire maybe almost more than a year's time now. So from the current levels, I feel it can be looked upon with a 99 as a support, as a stop loss, and 110, 115 levels on the upside.
Okay, Samvardhana Madhuson Sumi, so 1% higher for this one, 103, and it could actually look at strong momentum from here on as well. I'd request both of you to please stay on. Let me also welcome my colleague Pawan Nahar, who's with us now, and he's going to be telling us all the action that one can really expect this week as far as the primary market space is concerned. A lot of IPOs lined up. Pawan, over to you. What are we watching out for, and what are the opportunities investors can look at?
Good morning, Sakshi. Monsoon might be over, but Dalal Street, it's raining IPOs there. So it is going to be another busy week for the primary markets investor as three IPOs. Investors will get opportunities to invest in three IPOs. And today we have another listing of Vishnu Prakash R. Punglia. And so, Sakshi, one ongoing issue, Ratnavir Precision Engineering, and two IPOs are lined up for this week, including Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals and EMS. And Sakshi, the issues will close. One of the issue will close within this week, and another one will close next week. So let's talk about each of them. So Gujarat-based Ratnavi Precision Engineering, it is into the manufacturing of stainless steel finish sheets, washers, solar roofing hooks, pipes, and tubes. So the company is looking to raise around 165 crores from primary markets, which includes an offer for sale of rupees 29.8 crores from the promoters. So the issue will close for bidding on Wednesday, and today is the second day of the issue. Anand Rathi, Choice Broking, Stockbox, Swastika all have a positive rating on the issue. They have recommended to subscribe to it, and the issue price for the this issue is around rupees 93 to 98. That is the price band. Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals, it is another hospital chain healthcare service provider in the Mumbai metropolitan area. It has three hospitals in Thane, Pune, and Indore, and one is being developed in Dombivli area. And the company is looking to raise around 869 crores, and the price band for this issue is 695 to 735, and the lot size is of 20 equity shares. Issue will close on Friday, that is September, and issue opens on Wednesday. And last, EMS, it will launch its IPO on Friday, the day Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals IPO closes, and the issue can be subscribed till September 12th. And the EMS is again an and water treatment collection player, and the company is looking to raise around 321 crores in the price band of 200 to 211 per share with a lot size of 70 shares. That's all from my side, Sakshi. Over to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Pawan, for sharing all of that. We'll just wait for the markets to open in a minute, but we need your comments first on all of these IPOs, the fresh listing of Vishnu Prakash looked at today. Which company are you more positive on? Where would you advise investors to either do a subscribe or take a pick in the listed space?
So, considering the momentum in, you know, infra stocks, I think Vishnu Prakash looks very interesting. And we've done some detailed working on Jupiter Life Sciences. We believe that investors can definitely uh, invest in the stock for listing gains. I think we will see 35 to 40% listing gains in that. It's already quoting at about 30% grey market premium.
Okay, got that. Let's also shift focus to the market opening now. The markets are opening higher in trade, 54 points higher on the Sensex, 65,676 currently. The Nifty, 19,544 currently, again an uptick of about 18 odd levels in the current market momentum. We're also looking at all of the sectors that are opening in the green, barring the metals pack that's slightly opening in the red. But it's the small cap 100 index, again record high levels topping the charts. PSU banks, oil and gas, the mid cap 100 index, that's the one in focus in trade today. Consumer durables, these are the sectors that are leading the rally. The IT index is slipping into the red as well. We'll keep an eye out on that. On the Nifty 50, you have Geo Financial Services up by about 1.14%. Cipla, Titan, Grasim, these are the top gainers as far as the Nifty 50 is concerned in terms of the percentage gains. As far as the Nifty 500 is concerned, again, you are looking at IRFC definitely up in trade. Also looking at Adani Power, that's moving in trade as well. GSFC, that's Gujarat State Fertilizers and Chemicals, another stock that's moving up higher in trade again. So lots of stocks that are moving up in trade. Let's also look at the heavyweight counters. Let's look at Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank, Infosys. Let's take them one by one to see which are the stocks that are supporting the markets right now. Let's also look at, so RIL is up by 0.25%, 2417 currently. Apart from this, you're also looking at an Infosys, HCL Technologies. Let's see that because the Nifty IT index slipped into the red. I want to see how are these indices really looking at right now. These stocks, Infosys is down by about 0.4% at 1459, never mind. We're also looking at HCL Technologies, HDFC Bank. Let's look at that counter too and see how is that moving in trade right now. HDFC, HCL Technology is slightly down in trade, 0.2% lower. So that's the one that's down slightly. HDFC Bank flattish at 1584. Never mind, but it's the mid-cap index that's crossed 40,000 levels. So keep an eye out on the mid-cap space. That continues to buzz very, very sharply. IRFC up 12% in trade right now. The stock that we've been focusing on. Another day in a row after 20% surge yesterday. Again, we are seeing a 12% surge. GMR Power, the stock that we had touched upon yesterday, the stock had surged sharply in yesterday's trading session, about 17-18% higher. Another 10% uptick for this one again today. From the PSU basket space, you also have MMTC that's buzzing in action again. About a 7% move on this one too. IEX up by 2.7%. That stock is moving up in trade. All of these stocks are from the mid-cap space. Zen Technologies is up by 2.5%. That stock is also moving up. Reliance, RVNL, let's talk about that stock also. Railway Vikas Nigam. That stock is also up by about 4%. So you can see Zen Technologies up by 3%. A lot of mid-cap names really flying away in trade today. So Sudeep, let me take your first view on the market opening and any of the stocks that are coming onto your radar.
Currently, stock, I guess if you see the stocks, then as we discussed in the pre-open, Tata Power, it's crossing to 60 to 61, sustaining above that level. And I feel from the current levels also, it's a good pick. And one could see a move till 270 to 72 on this counter with a stop loss of 255. One more stock which is coming on the radar is Dixon Tech. Now, Dixon in the last few days has been on a very strong uptrend. The stock is sustaining above 5100, and I feel from the current levels also Dixon Tech could further see some momentum up to 5350, 5400. With a support around 5050. And one more is Deepak Nitrate. So a lot of mid-cap ideas are popping up, but I would just add a bit of caution here, because while the mid-caps are up and running, we are seeing a level of 40,100 almost on the index. But if we compare this with Nifty on the ratio charts, then the index has now reached up to its level on the ratio chart where it was back in 2018, from where the correction in the mid caps have started. So it's kind of a caution that we should be exercising. It's good to make money when the going is good, but equally it's important that we keep our eyes on where the reversals could be and where there could be some kind of profit booking which could creep in from higher levels.
Okay, let's take a look at all the stocks that had been mentioned by our guest pre-opening. BHEL opening 0.5% higher in trade. So that stock was mentioned by Vineet, up in trade today. Steel Authority of India, the other stock is positive from a long-term perspective, 101 currently, slightly down in trade. Let's talk about the PSU banking space as well. Canara Bank was mentioned by Sudeep. And let's talk about that. 338 currently, up about 0.65 or 0.8% right now, 339 for this one as well. Ultratech Cement, let's look at that one too in the opening trade. That stock was also mentioned by Sudeep, Ultratech Cement, and 8800 is his target price currently. So 8552, that's the level at which Ultratech Cement is opening at currently. About 0.3% of a downtick is what we see. We'll revisit all of these stocks again. But Vineet, anything that you've spotted in the opening trade today, any stock that has caught your eye?
I think, as a pack, Adani Group stocks could be quite interesting given that today is the hearing. So one should be on the lookout for, any kind of positive signs that come from the quotes will be quite positive for the group. And in this, I think Adani Total Gas is available at an absolutely distressed valuation. In my opinion, there is very, very little downside risk, and it could offer some very, very good risk reward gains.
Okay, Adani Group stocks definitely in focus. I'd like your attention on two stocks. One is Raymond. Sudeep, look at the charts of Raymond and tell me what are the targets that you look at this one for, because 9.3% surge for this one, coming in a very strong move in the opening action, 2160 on Raymond. Your thoughts here? What do you see on the charts?
Already Raymond was in an uptrend. It witnessed some consolidation in the last 20-25 sessions between 1880 and 2030 on the upside. And today we are seeing a gap up opening here and the continuation of the rally on the upside. So I feel even from the current levels, the stock could do well from here also and could move up to 2350, 2400. But at these current levels, I would refrain from being aggressively long. I would look at adding the stocks at lower levels on dips. So overall 2050 will act as a support, and on the upside 2350, 2400 is what I'm looking at.
Okay. Vineet, your view on Raymond? We've seen, off late, the company really reviving its fortunes, getting back on track. Financials have been supportive. And the strong move, any reason behind the strong move of today? And what do you expect going forward?
So, we have refrained from doing coverage on Raymond,
Okay.
and so I would like to not comment on that.
Okay. MMTC, do you look at that one, Vineet? The stock has moved up sharply again. Remember, the PSE, the Nifty CPSE is constantly at record high levels. Even we've been seeing all the public sector enterprises really show up in momentum. MMTC, is that a stock that you track?
No, I don't track that. Sorry.
Okay. Sudeep, your thoughts on MMTC, the momentum that we are seeing today? 7.5% higher, 56.5.
So if we see MMTC, this stock was up 18-19% yesterday also, and we have seen a continuation of the rally today. So after a big down move, multi-year, it has traded at the lower levels. And these kind of moves do come in between. We have seen the last move coming in this stock in November 2020 from 15 to 60, 65. Once again, the stock fizzled out and it retested 25. So I would be a bit skeptical while adding these names. There are a lot of other better PSU names in PSU banks, Coal India, and a lot of other stocks which are doing well from the PSU space in the defense space. So I feel these stocks it's good when the markets are moving and when the mid caps, small caps are moving to make money in this. But I would, from the current levels, not add these names and chase behind this.
Sure.
Overall, looking at the charts, 63, 64 levels could be witnessed in this name, but there could be a resistance around 64, 65 levels. So one should look to book profits at higher levels and get invested into some quality space.
ठीक है. Sudeep, another stock that I wanted to discuss, you had mentioned this stock, IDFC First Bank. This is the stock that you had mentioned. It is one of the top gainers in the F&O space right now. The movement that we are seeing is about 2% currently trading IDFC First 100 now levels have been crossed, 2.2% higher for this one, days high already. Your thoughts on this one, IDFC First Bank, and the levels that you're watching out here?
See, IDFC First Bank has given a breakout with volumes on the upside yesterday once it sustained above 95, 94, 95 levels where it was facing some kind of a resistance. But post that, now last 2 days, we have seen some really good action in terms of long built up also in IDFC First Bank. And I feel from the current levels also, even if the stock does not move up too fast, it could consolidate at current levels and then start resume its journey on the upside. So overall, my targets would be 110, 112 on the upside, and we could add or we could buy and hold this with a stop loss of 95.
Okay. Your thoughts, Vineet, on IDFC First Bank and from the banking space, is this a stock that one can keep on their watch list now?
Yeah, I think it's doing very well. There's a lot of momentum in the business, and they're firing on all cylinders. I think the stock will continue to do well.
Okay. Escorts Kubota, that's another stock that's been moving. And remember, there was news flow again. The company is looking to raise the prices of its tractors all across its space and, segments too. And the stock is up by about 1.5% at 3,083. On Escorts Kubota, Sudeep, what would be the next target that you'd advise investors to watch out for?
Uh, See, overall trend in escorts from a medium to long term is bullish. But from the current next few days perspective, I feel the stock can retest around 29.50, 29.80, and then start its overall uptrend. So, because the move in the last series, in the later half of the series, has been too steep from 2,500 to 3,300 for a stock like escorts. So, I feel it could retrace around 38-40% of the entire move, which is around 29.30, 29.50. And from that levels, we could see a rebound back up to its old highs.
Okay. I remember, Sudeep, we were talking about Dixon Technologies. I wanted, Vineet, your view first on this mid-cap IT basket. Today, Tanla Platforms is up by 5.5%. We're also looking at Intellect Design buzzing in trade. Dixon Technologies is up by 0.9% at 51.68. Anything from the mid-cap IT basket? We've already seen a sharp run-up in Birla Soft, Coforge names, Emphasis, all of these stocks too. What comes on your radar next?
So I think uh, intellect design looks very, very good. It's very interesting. There's a lot of momentum in the business out there, and that stock we expected to outperform significantly going ahead.
Okay, Intellect Design. Any targets that you'd like to mention here?
I think the stock can easily trade in four digits in the next year and a half.
Okay. Right now, we are looking at the PSU Banking Index as the top moving index on the sector side, and you're looking at Central Bank of India, almost 6% higher. Punjab and Sindh Bank also 6% higher. UCO Bank, Bank of India, all up in trade. Bank of Maharashtra was mentioned by Vineet also. It's on his top radar. It's up by about 1% in trade again. Apart from this, he's also looking at SBI that's slightly up in trade at 576 odd levels currently. Would you also have a view on Punjab and Sindh Bank and Central Bank of India, these small ticket banks?
No, we haven't tracked those banks.
Okay, Sudeep, any of your thoughts after the current momentum that we are seeing, 6 or 7 odd percent higher, very, very small ticket, banking stocks that are available at attractive price points and, attract a lot of viewers and traders out there?
Yeah, see, generally, as a matter of practice, we avoid recommending these to our clients because there are a lot of better banks available, Bank of India, then PNB, Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank. But if we just need to have a chart check here, then the stock is sustaining above its 200 DMA since November 2022. And in the last couple of days now, post today's move, we have seen it breaking out of a consolidation range, which it had started forming from December 2022. So it's almost a breakout of 8-9 months of consolidation range. And with the PSU theme moving on the upside, I feel this stock could continue making a positive bullish note for itself. And from the current levels also, it could move up to 44, 45 levels. One can keep a stop loss of 37 for the same.
Okay, let me mention some of the stocks on the 52-week high list today. NTPC at 236.90 hit a 52-week high. ONGC 183.90 hit a 52-week high again today. We also saw Maruti Suzuki hitting 10,364 in trade. Ultratech Cement, is just hovering near its 52-week high levels of 8,600, 85 for 50 right now for this one again. Wipro is trading very, very close to its 52-week high levels of around 44.33 currently. These are the stocks that are all hovering near their 52-week high levels, hit them on an intraday basis too. I remember, Vineet, you talked about ONGC and Oil India, the upstream majors, and we are also looking at the crude oil prices now hovering near $89, closing into that $90 a barrel mark too. Your thoughts on the upstream majors, how should one be really looking at, and do you think the crude oil prices are now going to be on an uptrend and this space stocks should be on investors' radar?
So, if you notice the SPR reserves of the US, they started building up. They were early withdrawals, they started building up. and Saudi and Russia are not cutting back on, not increasing production. So it's a very restricted market, and that is contributing to the bull market. As we enter the winter session, winter season, I think the prices could trend much, much higher. Once we've crossed 87, 88 on WTI, I think we are headed towards 95, 96 on crude. That augurs very well for ONGC and Oil India.
Okay, you know what's coming on my radar on the Nifty 500 space stocks? The stock that's moving up sharply is also Devyani International at 209.70. And
Wow.
of course, these are the stocks that are coming also in momentum right ahead of the G20 meet again, where the focus will be on the hospitality stocks, on eating out joints, and of course then there is the festive season and World Cup that follows. 209.5, 5.6% higher in trade. Vineet, your thoughts on Devyani International?
I think it's from the same stables as Varun Beverages. Very, very excellent management, great franchises they have. And it's a very steady compounder. I think the stock can do 240 in the current year. And you can expect 15 to 20% compounding going ahead as they keep on investing in setting up new stores and new retail outlets.
Okay. Well, many thanks, Sudeep, for being with us, and many thanks, Vineet, also for being with us on the show and sharing with us all these wonderful stock ideas. Always a pleasure having you guys with us to help us understand which are the stocks that investors can keep on their radar. Right now, let's shift focus to our corporate radar section. And the company on our focus list today is Som Distilleries and Breweries, and the company's management is here with us this morning. Mr. J.K. Arora joins in. He's the chairman of Som Distilleries. The stock is up by 0.7 odd % right now. Good morning to you, Mr. Arora, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. A bit about your company to all our viewers. The company was founded in 1993, and Som Distilleries is the leading manufacturer of beer, whiskey, vodka, rum, gin, and the ready-to-drink beverages, and even country liquor. And your large part of operations are in Madhya Pradesh. You've also made inroads in Karnataka, where you are constantly expanding your market share as well. Let me first begin by understanding, we were discussing right before you joined with both our technical and fundamental guests as to how the demand season, the consumption trends may actually support a lot of consumption-oriented sectors and names, including hospitality ahead of G20. All the hotel stocks are pretty full in Delhi. There is no space right here. We're looking at food delivery. We're looking at eating out joints really getting some popularity. And of course, your sector will also look at a consumption, uptick amid G20 World Cup, then the extended festive and the wedding season as well. First up, help our viewers really understand what is the sense that you're getting as far as the demand outlook from September until December is concerned.
Yeah, things are quite bright, not only because this, as you are saying, this hospitality sector, aviation, liquor, and the hotel industry were the worst affected industry during the COVID. And after COVID, these are the 3-4 sectors which got the highest benefit also. This thing now, everybody wants to travel, everybody is out for the holidays or the traveling, this thing. So hotels, aviation, and so is it the liquor. These are the industries which are on the beneficiary list. That's different that Som has took the advantage of this situation well, and Som is the highest growing company. This is the fastest growing company in the liquor sector. In the everywhere, wherever we are doing pretty well. There are about 4 companies in the beer sector which are the leading companies in at this moment, and we are happy that Som is wherever we are operating. We are almost at a number 2 position in the operative states. So
Okay.
things are quite, I think, looking nice for the company.
Okay, so let's understand. Since you talked about beer, you have both exposure to beer and the Indian-made foreign liquor space as well. If you could help our viewers first understand what is the revenue mix that you get from these two segments. Which of your segment is the most contributing segment to your overall revenues?
You see, both the things, liquor and beer, both are growing very well. And we are the only company in the country after Dr. Vijay Mallya's this thing. We are the only company which has got both the things in our portfolio, liquor and beer. All other companies, leading companies, if you look at, either they are beer companies or they are the liquor companies. We
Okay.
are the one who have got this thing. But at this moment, beer sector is doing very, very well. Of course, IMFL is also doing well, but there is a lot of opportunity in the beer sector
Yeah.
because of the one is demand, and another thing is socially, earlier, if you I recall my days during college days, we could not dare to talk to the about beer drink in the presence of our parents and all. But now, if the in the one hall is the this thing, parents are doing the party on a small hall, children's allowed doing. So all this social taboo has gone away.
Yeah.
So, and beer is the most beneficiary thing. And in addition to that, I think state governments have also become very smart now, because this is the sector which is
Sure.
controlled by the state governments. So state governments have also become very practical, and they have realized that if the taxation is reasonable on the beer, they are getting more revenue, and on the other hand, they are helping the society to, young children, and instead of drinking hard liquor, if they go to beer, that's good for the society socially, and
So,
in all
Mr. Arora,
perspectives.
I wanted to understand on this point itself. I remember that you have talked about expanding your beer facility at the Hassan plant in Karnataka. You're looking to add 60 lakh cases per annum as well. We were discussing about the consumption trends going forward from here. Tell me, give me an overall sense to help our viewers understand what is the overall consumption annually for beer currently in India. And how do you see that going forward from here? And what is your own company's sense of how many cases are you looking to produce and sell?
Yeah, you see, what we have discussed last, that increasing the capacity of 60 lakh cases, that expansion we have completed in the month of March.
Okay.
This thing, and we completely utilized that capacity. But in the month of May and June, we realized that this capacity is also not sufficient.
Okay.
So we again ordered another expansion in the month of July. In the history of beer industry, no company took the decision of having another round of expansion within the 6 months of the previous
Sure.
expansion.
Sure.
So we did the expansion in March, and we have ordered to Germany another round of expansion for in the July, which we are hoping to complete it before the March next year. So this capacity is being completely utilized. In Karnataka, from 3% our market share, we have gone to 21% market share, which is
Okay.
Karnataka is a beer capital of the country. Karnataka is one thing where all big brothers are sitting there. UB is there, InBev is there, Carlsberg is there. So this thing. So in that market, if you are gaining such market share, and that market is most profitable as well.
Sure.
So having from 3% to 21%. Similarly, in Odisha, we have also gone from about 2.5% to or 3% to 15% in just
Okay.
2 years of time. So
Okay.
that's quite substantial. And in top 4 companies in the operative state, we are running at present. Our market share is almost in the second position.
Could you
In Delhi, we are
quantify
in
that?
top 3
Could you
companies.
quantify that for us?
Yeah, it's basically state-wise this thing. If
Okay.
you want, I
Okay.
can share the figures. But
Okay.
broadly,
Okay.
it is if you look at from the top line perspective, we in 22-23 we did about 800 crores. This year we are going to do 1100 crore plus. and our EBITDA, PAT, all any parameter in the liquor sector, if you compare, you will find Som performance is much better than the its peers.
So on the revenue front, sir, do you have an internal target for yourself talking about next 3 to 5 years? What is your own vision that you want to grow your revenue targets to now?
Our target is simple. We want to reach 5,000 crores in next 3 years' time, and we wanted to be second best company in the next 5 years in the beer sector in India.
Wonderful.
That
Okay, sir. Also wanted to ask you, you had recently, I think in July, you had taken some price hikes also on the back of the excise duty increase that was done by the Karnataka government. Tell me about the pricing scenario going forward. Are we looking at an increase in the prices both for beer and the IMFL liquors for you? And how will that help you increase the margins and realizations?
Yeah, actually, what happened is Karnataka has increased the duty on liquor is 20%, and on beer it is 10%. In Karnataka, our product mix is 90% we are selling beer, and about 7-8% liquor, and 2% is the ready to drink beverages. So when this duty has 20% on the liquor, which means the liquor bottle has got expensive by 500-600 rupees a bottle, middle range whiskey, and beer only got expensive by 5 to 10 rupees a bottle. So beer industry got further advantage in this thing. As far as price increase is concerned, we did mostly because we have recently taken the price increase, but still, suppose the total bottle, if suppose my bottle reaches at 108 rupees 50 paisa, so I made it round figure at 110 rupees a bottle. So that 1 rupees 50 paisa has added lot of profit in our kitty. So if, by rounding the figures, we have increased the prices, and that will give us another additional profit for the company.
Okay. Mr. Arora, lastly, I wanted to understand from an industry point of view, everybody wants to know what these recent and these additions to what the country does not have on an every year basis, the G20 meet, World Cup being hosted in India, the extended festive and the wedding season, what would that lead to an overall demand vis-a-vis the last year? If you could give me an industry perspective, what has been the consumption trend in the last few years, and how will it get bumped up with these events happening this year?
You see, any festivity or get together or the social or the political or the industrial activity is always, because no celebration is complete without the liquor and beer. They said nowadays. So definitely is going to be benefit. But overall, especially after COVID, the people's attitude have become that, live today as if there is no tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
so this attitude has actually fueled up the consumption more.
That's true.
Because people think, earlier they used to save for the children, save for this, but today they think they enjoy it better, whether we are there tomorrow or not. So this is the general attitude for the people. So I think that attitude has increased the consumption more. And festivities, so of course, it adds to the whole thing.
No, I just wanted to get a sense. Have you been able to analyze on your own how will the industry benefit from these additional events this year in terms of revenue addition that one can hope to get?
You see, I can't comment on the others, but to the normal growth of the beer industry in this 6, 7, 8%. Our last year growth has been 121%. And this year, our growth is in first quarter 51%. In second quarter, this growth is much more than the even first quarter. So company is doing well. We are happy. rest, I think you can ask them better.
All right. Okay. Well, many thanks, Mr. Arora, for being with us on the show and discussing with us the business outlook going forward. All the very best for the coming quarters, and we shall hope to touch base again to understand more about your business growth also going forward. And all the best for the festivities lined up ahead, and hope that augurs well for the entire sector as well as for your company too. Thank you very much for being this. All right, and let's get back to the markets now. About 39-40%, 40 points higher for the Nifty, 19,568. The Sensex is up by 126 odd points at 65,753. Looking at the Nifty, you again have the top gainers coming in on Apollo Hospitals, Geo Financial Services, Coal India. That's among the top gainers on the Nifty index today. Titan is looking very bright, 1.1% higher for this one too. Sun Pharma moving up in trade. You also have Cipla moving up. So pharma names are fueling some kind of a positive momentum. Energy basket is doing very well in the morning trade as well. As far as the top F&O gainers are concerned, you have India Mart Intermesh that's topping the charts. Grasim Industries, again the cement pack buzzing right there. We have Petronet LNG, Deepak Nitrite again moving up in trade in the F&O basket. On the sectoral front, you do have PSU Banks that's leading the rally as the top sectoral gainer today, followed by real estate sector, the healthcare basket, oil and gas. These are the sectors that are moving up pretty sharply in trade right now. Also, we'll continue to watch out for what the market trends are going forward from here. So do stay tuned on to with us on Market Today. Several of those shows lined up for you through the trading session. Do stay tuned onto this edition, and also subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to engage with us on our other social media platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. And until then, many thanks for tuning in. For now.
Private cars stand ready. A retinue of family members and staff await. Our camera captures it all. Two individuals accused of monumental financial fraud appearing to bask in privileges that many behind bars can only dream of. Meet Kapil Wadhawan, his brother Dheeraj Wadhawan. Two of the country's most notorious scam artists in criminal records. The former promoters of the Mumbai-based non-banking financial company Dewan Housing Finance Limited, making the most of their incarceration. The Wadhawans witnessed deeply involved in family and business discussions, finding delight in shared food, relishing coffee, employing mobile devices, and even formalizing documents